Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Tier 1 Cards and Games in Anchorage, Alaska, where I'll be fighting a 1,500-point game between my Dark Angels and Ben's Ad Mech. So, the story that we've got going on here is that some lost Xenos tech or Archaeotech, no one's really sure. It's just some technology that is not very common in the Imperium was discovered on this planet. And they received information that there was a force of these Dark Mechanicus that were making their way to there to try to take the object, and they wanted to power it up, even though no one knew really what it could do. Maybe they had some inside information, so they sent out a force of a lot of Electro Priests to try to jumpstart this Archaeotech and see what it could do. The Dark Angels happened to be close to the sector and were sent in to go stop them at all costs. So they sent in a fast reactionary force to go try to take them down and prevent them from grabbing their hands onto the technology. So they were trying to grab it themselves to take it back. So we are going to be playing, it's called The Prize. We're doing the open war card game. So we're going to be doing The Prize, which is basically like the relic. It just says place an objective marker in the center of the battlefield. Model can pick it up by the end and move on top of it. Marker moves with the model from then on. Model can drop the marker at any time and must drop it if slain. And then whoever controls it at the end of the 5th battle turn wins. We also drew the twist, which was Battle Frenzy, which is everybody gets +1 attack for this battle, which is pretty cool. And the deployment zone that we did was basically the table quarters, except with only a 12-inch bubble in the middle. So that's what we've got going on right now. That's the mission that we're going to be playing. And my opponent got the ruse, so we'll see that whenever he decides to unleash the ruse upon me. So before we go any further, though, let's show you the two armies that will be battling it out today.
So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a Battalion Detachment and a Vanguard Detachment. Leading off the Battalion Detachment, we have a Librarian with a Force Sword and a Librarian with a Force Axe. We have 3 5-man tactical squads with a Meltagun in each. We have a 5-man Deathwing Knight squad. We have a 3-man Ravenwing Black Knight squad. We have 2 Razorbacks with twin assault cannons and Stormbolters on each, and a Razorback with twin las cannon and Stormbolter. Then for the Vanguard Detachment, we have an Interrogator Chaplain. And we have a Ravenwing Apothecary, a Deathwing Apothecary, and a Greenwing Apothecary. So for the Ad Mech army, he'll be running a Battalion Detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have 2 Tech Priest Dominus with Volkite Blaster, Macro Stubber, and an Omnissiah Axe each. We have 3 3-man squads of Cataphren Breachers with heavy arc rifles and arc claws. We have a 10-man squad of Fulgrite Electro Priests. We have 4 5-man squads of Corpuscari Electro Priests. We have a Datasmith. And last but not least, we have a 2-man squad of Castellan Robots with 3 heavy Phosphoblasters each.
All right, so those are the armies going over deployment now. We've got my Black Knights back here with the Ravenwing Apothecary. We've got one of my Razorbacks here with one of the 5-man tactical squads and the Interrogator Chaplain inside. We've got, who's also going to be my Warlord. We've got a 5-man tactical squad inside of this Razorback with the Apothecary, 5-man Razorback with the Librarian here with the Force Axe. We've got my Librarian with the Force Sword back here, and then we've got all my Deathwing stuff is in Deep Strike Reserve. Going over deployment for him, he's got Electro Priests, he's got Cataphren Breachers, he's got a Dominus over here. This Dominus over here is going to be his Warlord. More Electro Priests. We got the Castellan Robots and more Electro Priests. So that is the deployment for him. As of right now, the Dark Angels will be going first, unless he can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. No, does not get it. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. Movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. These guys all turbo boosted up here. They moved up over here. He moved up over there and picked up the relic. He moved up over here, and he stayed still back over there. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. And starting at the psychic phase, he is going to cast Smite onto this squad of Electro Priests there. So looking for a 5. Oh no, I'm going to spend a command point to reroll one of those because I don't feel like him dying. Okay, it doesn't go off, but he doesn't perils. And that's it for the psychic phase. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, this guy is going to fire, this Razorback here is going to fire into these Electro Priests on the left over here. So we've got 12 shots that are coming from the Assault Cannon, hitting on 4s because he moved. All right, not super good. Strength 6, toughness 3, so wounding on 2s. All right, so that is 4 wounds, AP -1. So what is it? 5 up invul save. Makes one of them, and then he's got a 5 up ignoring wounds. Nope, so that is 3 dead. And now the Stormbolter is going to fire into them. 4 shots, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 3s. We've got 3 wounds, 5 up. Alright, 5 up again. No, and they are dead. And now this guy, this Razorback over here is going to fire into these Electro Priests. So we're going to go with the Stormbolter first. So we've got 4 shots, hitting on 3s. Alright, all hits. Wounding on 3s. We've got 3 wounds. 3, what is it? What's their armor?
5 up invul save.
5 up invul save. All right, and now 5 up ignoring the wounds. Oh, wow, okay, he just takes 1. And now the Assault Cannon is going to fire into them as well, hitting on 4s because he moved. All righty. All right, 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Okay, we got 3 wounds. 5 up invul save. Ooh, makes 2 of them. 5 up ignoring wounds. That is no. So he takes 1 wound. Now this Razorback is going to fire his Stormbolters into this Electro Priest squad, and then the last cannons into his Castellan robots. So we're going to go with the Stormbolter first. 2 shots, hitting on 3s. All right, 1 hit, wounding on a 3. That's a wound. 5 up invul save. No, ignoring wounds on a 5 up. Oh, and he's good. And then the last cannon shots shooting into his Castellan robots. 2 shots, hitting on 3s because he didn't move. We got 1 hit, wounding on a 3. That's a wound. What's their armor?
Their armor is, they have a 2 up armor.
2 up armor.
4 up invul.
4 up invul save. So we got a 4 up invul save coming here.
5 and a 6, it does a mortal wound back on whatever shot.
Oh, and a 5 or a 6, the invul save?
+1 to the save, and then on a 6, it does a mortal wound.
Oh, on a 6, it does a mortal wound. Okay, so here we go. 5 or 6? No, so that goes through. He's going to spend a command point on that one. All right, so now looking for a 5 or 6 again.
4.
Oh, looking for a 4. Oh, nope, that goes through. So now we've got D6 mortal wounds. D6 wounds. 5 wounds. All right, now my Black Knights are going to fire into his Cataphron breaches over there. They advanced, so now they're going to be hitting on 4s because they're assault weapons there, but they're 2 shots each. So these are 2 shots hitting on 4s. I'm not going to supercharge it. All right, good thing I didn't because they would all be dead. Strength 7, toughness 5, so looking for a 3 to wound. That's a wound. AP -3.
They have 2 up, so 5
2 up becomes a 5 up. Yep, +1 because they are on cover there.
Oh, they're 3 up.
Oh, they're 3 up. Okay, so it's, yeah, looking for a 5 up. No, so that goes through. And now my Apothecary is going to shoot into them as well. 2 shots, hitting on 4s. All right, no hits. All right, that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. There's nobody needs to take a morale test because anyone who did lose models, they're good for their leadership. So we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Ad Mech here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Ad Mech. These guys moved up that way. These guys moved up here. These guys all stood still. He stood still down there. These guys moved up here. These guys moved up. They also have moved up. And they've also moved up. So that is it for the movement phase. At the end of the movement phase, he healed for 1, and then he also healed for 1. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you, with the shooting phase. Starting with the shooting phase, they are going to fire their heavy arc rifles into him. So we've got 6 shots.
Hitting on 4.
6 shots hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s. All right, so that is 3 hits. And then we've got strength
6.
Strength 6, so wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound, AP -2, so looking for a 5 up. He's good. Woo! Now the next squad's going to do the same thing into him. 6 shots hitting on 4s. Ooh, pretty good. All right. Wounding on 5s. We've got, what's the one up? 3. Can't see. 3. So we got 1 wound. Looking for a 5 up. No, goes through. D6 wounds. Because it's a vehicle. Ooh, 6 wounds. Brutal.
Actually.
And now this squad here is going to fire into this vehicle. Hitting on 5s though, right? Because they moved? Or
No, they don't.
they don't take the penalty for that. So hitting on 4s. Oh, okay. Rerolling 1s. Alrighty. So we got the 1 hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound. It's up to you. Hold on, he might reroll it. We'll come back to that. All right, he's going to reroll it, looking for a 5. No, does not happen. All right, so now his Castellan robots here are going to fire into my wounded Razorback over here. We've got 18 attack shots coming in here, hitting on 5s because they moved. All right, got a couple hits in there.
1s, I'll reroll.
Rerolling the 1s because of the Dominus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Alrighty. All right, these are now strength
6.
Strength 6, so wounding on 5s. Looking for 5s. Oh, no wounds there. This Dominus down here, he did move and he's going to fire into the vehicle, so 3 shots hitting on 4s.
3.
Oh, hitting on 3s because he usually hits on 2s.
Rerolling
1s because of himself. Alrighty, so that's 3 hits. Wounding strength, what is it?
Strength 6.
Strength 6.
On a 6, it does an additional mortal.
All right, a strength 6, so looking for 5s. On a 6, it does a mortal wound in addition to what it does. No, nothing there. So now these Electro Priests here are going to fire into my Black Knights here. So we've got 15 shots hitting on 3s,
Rerolling 1s.
rerolling 1s. All right, rerolling 1s.
Oh, and the 6s do an additional 2 hits.
All right. All right. So pretty good. And then the 6s do an additional 2 hits each.
Yeah.
So that's an additional 6 hits. So you just want to put those in and then we can do this. So looking for additional 6 here. All right. And these are strength.
Strength 6. Strength.
Hold on a second. All right, so it's strength 5, looking for 4s to wound. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, it was 11 wounds there, so we've got 11 3-up armor saves. Oh, that one's cocked. Oh, actually, dang good. Okay, I failed 1. And now his Tech Priest Dominus there is going to fire into them. So we got 3 attacks, 3 shots hitting on 3s because he moved. Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that's 2 hits. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds. AP dash. So looking for 3-up saves. And I failed 1 of them. I'm going to spend a command point. Yeah, he's good. Woo!
3.
And now these guys here are going to fire into my Razorback over here. So these are going to be 9 shots from the Electro Priests, hitting on 3s. Reroll. Are they within? They're not within, so they don't get the reroll there. All right, and now these are going to be strength 6, right?
Yep. Again,
All right.
3.
Or strength 5. I'm sorry. So still wounding on 5s, but those 3 6s mean an additional 6 hits. So now these are going to be wounding on 5s. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. 4 3-up saves. And they're all good. Woo! All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. These guys are going to assault, these Electro Priests are going to assault into my Razorback there. So my Razorback is going to fire Overwatch, 12 shots with the assault cannon, looking for 6s. Getting 1. Strength 6, wounded on a 2. That's a wound. AP -1, 5-up invul save. He's good. And then we've got the Storm Bolter, looking for 6s. Got 1, wounding on a 3. That's a wound. 5-up invul save. No, 5-up ignore wound. No, so 1 is dead. And now their charge distance is 6 inches, so they are in. And now these breachers are going to charge in here. Needing a 9-inch charge. No, do not get it. Now these Electro Priests are going to charge into my Ravenwing Black Knights over here. So overwatching with the Black Knights, not supercharging, hitting on 6s. Nope, not getting anything. Their charge distance is 9 inches. That will be in.
I think it's about.
And these guys are looking for a really long charge into them over here. No, not getting it there. All right, so that is it for the assault phase. We will come back to you with the fight phase. All right, we're gonna start the fight phase with these guys. He had the canicles of, what is it, the Electromancer canicles, which basically means that it says if you're within 1 inch of an enemy model, or a unit, enemy unit, you roll a d6, and on a 6, they take d3 mortal wounds. So we're gonna do that one first, since they just charged in. D6, looking for a 6. No, does not happen. So now we'll come back to you with their attacks.
6s do 3.
All right, so we've got 4 attacks hitting on 4s. I got 1 hit, and that's but that does 3 hits because of the 6 there. So these are strength 5, so looking for 5s to wound. No wound. Oh no, 1 wound there. Sorry, I thought that was a 4. So that's 1 wound. AP nothing, right?
Yep.
AP dash, so 3-up armor save. He's good. And now he's going to activate these guys. So first the D6 to see if it does mortal wounds. No mortal wounds. And now they've got 8 attacks coming in over here, hitting on 4s. Yep, drop that one. Alrighty, pretty good. Strength 5, so wounding on 4s. So we've got, what is that?
4.
That's 4 wounds. 4 3-up armor saves. And failed 1. I'm going to spend a command point. Yeah, I'm going to spend a command point. And he's good. So now these guys are going to attack in over here. So we've got they've got 2 base each, except for the Knightmaster who has +1. They are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. They're in strength 5, so wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 4 5+ invul saves. Okay, and now 5-up ignoring wounds.
How much damage?
That's 1 damage each. So.
Okay.
All right, so 2 of them die. And then my Razorback is an attack into them. So D3 attacks, getting 1 attack, looking for a 6. No hit there. So that is the end of the fight phase here and the end of the turn for the whatchamacallit, the Cult Mechanicus. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. All right, movement phase here for the Dark Angels on turn 2. These guys disembarked, moved over there. He moved over to this way. They disembarked from here, and then he fell back from combat. He moved up over this way. And these guys stood still over here, and they came in from reserves. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. Starting off the psychic phase, he's going to cast Smite into them. That goes off with an 11, so doing D6 mortal wounds. 6 mortal wounds, 6 5-ups. No, so they are dead. And now he's going to cast Aversion onto those guys there. Looking for 6, that goes off. So they will be -1 to hit. All right. All right, starting off the shooting phase, we're going to go with the Razorback here with the las cannons. He's going to fire his storm bolters into these breachers and las cannons into his Castellan robots. So we're going to go with the las cannons into the Castellan robots first. So 2 shots hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Okay, we got 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. No wound there. Then we've got 2 shots with the Stormbolter hitting on 3s. Okay, no hits there. All right, this squad here is going to fire into these breachers. So we've got 7 bolter shots, and the red one's going to be the melta shot. So hitting on 3s. All righty. Oops. So this is going to be wounding on, what's their toughness?
5.
Toughness 5. So this is wounding on a 3. These are wounding on 5s. Okay, so we just got the melta shot. AP -4. So it's going to be a 6-up save. No, don't get it. So they are in melta range there. So we're going to do 2d6, take the highest. 2 damage, okay. I am going to spend a command point. Yeah, 6 damage. Now this tactical squad is going to fire into them. Red is going to be the melta, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s and 3. Ooh, wow, okay. So we've got 4, what is that? 4 2-up saves. So we'll do those ones first. 4 2-ups. Ooh, fails 2 of them. And then we've got one 6-up save.
Oh,
What's that? It's a 3, so that goes through. D3 damage. Oh, he's only got 1 left, so D6 damage. So yeah, well, would have only done 2, so he's still dead. My interrogator chaplain's going to shoot into him over there, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound there. My apothecary is going to fire into him, so 2 shots hitting on 3s. Got 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. No wound. My apothecary there is going to fire his Stormbolter into the Electro Priest over here. So we got 4 shots hitting on 3s. All right, all hits. Wounding on toughness 3, right? 3s. We got 2 wounds. 2 5-ups. Makes one of them 5-up ignoring wounds. No, that goes through. This apothecary is going to fire into him. No hit. And this Razorback here is going to fire into his breacher over there. So we've got 12 shots from the assault cannon, hitting on 4s because he moved. Alrighty. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. We've got 5 wounds, AP -1 plus 1, so 5 3-ups, right? Ooh, makes them all. And now the Stormbolter is going to do his thing. Hitting on 3s, wounding on a 5. Got a wound. 2-up save. He's good. Now we're going to go into the assault phase. He is going to charge into there. He is in. Then the interrogator chaplain is going to do the same thing. He is also in. And then the tactical squad there is also in. And now these guys here are going to charge into his Electro Priest over there. Do you want to fire Overwatch, sir? So we've got
6s, and 6s do 3 hits.
Yep, 12 shots hitting on 6s. Those 6s will also do 3 hits each. So we got 2 hits, which become 6 hits. These are strength 5, so wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 4 wounds. We've got 4 2-up armor saves, and they're all good. And now we have a 9-inch charge to get in there. Not making it, and I am no, I am not going to spend the command point on that. So that's it for the charges. On to the assault phase. My interrogator chaplain is going to attack into them. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's 3 hits. Strength 5, wounding on 3s. All right, so that is 2 wounds, AP -1, so 5-up invul save. Makes one of them. And then 5-up is 2 damage each, so now he has to ignore it on a 5-up. No, so one of them is dead. And now my apothecary here is going to attack in. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling because of the interrogator chaplain there. All right, so 3 hits. Strength 5, wounding on a 3. All right, so that's 3 6s, which is, these are now, wow. Okay, hold on a second. All right, so each of those is going to do D3 damage. So he's got 3 invul saves. So 1 is saved, so we've got 2 that go through. 2 D3 damage is going to be 3, 4, 5 damage. So let's do it one at a time because it's going to be, so we're going to do the 3 first. Nope, so that goes through, one guy's dead, and then 2 on the other one. No, and he goes through, so that is it. And that is it for the Dark Angel turn here on turn 2. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Ad Mech here on turn 2. Movement phase for the Ad Mech here on turn 2. These guys moved up over this way. Data Smith moved up over this way. These guys all stood still and they moved up against them. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off the shooting phase, this squad of breachers here is going to fire into my uninjured Razorback over here. So we've got 6 shots hitting on 4s. Hitting on 5s, rerolling 1s. Wait, hitting on 5s?
Yeah, because you did your...
Oh, yes, -1 onto those guys. Thank you. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Rerolling 1s. That one's cocked. All right, so that's 2 hits. Strength 6, so wounding on 5s. That one's cocked. No wounds there. Now this squad here is going to fire into the same vehicle over here. So these are hitting on 4s because I haven't had a version on that. All right. Oh, wow, pretty good. Rerolling 1s. Nice. All right, so we've got 4 hits. Wounding on 5s. We've got 1 wound. AP -2, right?
Let me go ahead and reroll.
All right, he's going to reroll 1 of them
Dice.
with his command dice over here. So looking for a 5. That does go through, so that's 2. AP -2, so looking for 5 ups. Oh, and we're good. Woo! And now he's going to fire into the vehicle over here, hitting on 4s. All right, so it's 1 hit, wounding on a 5. No wound there. All right, so now his Data Smith there is going to fire into my Black Knights here. So 1 shot hitting on, what is it?
3.
Hitting on a 3. Rerolling 1s because of the whatever he's called, the Tech Priest Dominus. That's a hit. Strength 6, so wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP -3, so looking for a 6-up save. Oh, and I make it with a fill face. Woo! Now the Dominus here is going to fire into my Black Knights, hitting on 3s, hitting on 2s because he didn't move. All right, so that's all hits. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. All right, so that is 3 wounds. AP dash, so looking for 3 3-ups, and failed 1 of them. And now the Dominus over here is going to fire into them, hitting on 2, so that's all hits. What's up? No, that's good. Now wounding on 3s, strength 6, right? Yep, so that's 2 wounds. 2 3-up armor saves, and he's good. All right, so now his Castellan robots are going to fire into my knights back there. So the first set, they can fire twice because he changed their, what's it called? Not protocols, is it? Oh, protocol. I was right. That's what I get for doubting myself. So they changed their protocols to where they can't move. So not even that they don't move, they can't move, and they can fire twice though. So we're going to do the first round of firing into the knights over there. So we've got 18 shots here, hitting on 3s, right? Or 4s. Hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. Rerolling the 1s, sorry. All right, wow, that was real good. All right, so now these are strength 6, so these are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so that was 12 wounds. They've got storm shields there, so we've got 12 3-up saves. And we fail 3 of them. All right. And now they're going to fire their second round of shots into the same squad there. So 18 shots hitting on 4s. 3s, 4s. All right. Rerolling those 1s. All right. So. All right. And now these are going to be strength 6, so wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 3, 6, 7 wounds there. All right, so 7 wounds, 7 3-ups, and I failed 2 of them. And now the Electro Priests are going to shoot into them, so 12 shots, hitting on 3s. All right.
Nope. An additional 2.
An additional 2 because that's 6. All right. So now these are going to be strength 5, so wounding on 3s. Whew, pretty good. So that's 3, 6, 7 wounds. We got 7 AP2. Oh, armor 2. Sorry. Armor 2 plus. No AP on that, so 2 up saves. And I failed 2 of them. Rough. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. This is Electro Priest here, going to charge into my tactical squad and my Black Knights here. So Overwatch from the tactical squad first. The red is going to be the Melta, looking for 6s. Ooh, get a couple there. All right, so this is going to be wounding on 2. These are going to be wounding on 3. All right, so we've got both invul saves, right? Yeah. So yeah, they're both going to be invul saves. Doesn't make a difference. Although, let's do it one at a time because this one you're going to have more of those ignore wounds if you fail it. So
it's just Melta, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So D6, yeah. So first we're going to go with the regular one there. So 5 up invul. Nope. 5 up ignore wound. Nope. So 1 will be dead. And then the Melta one, 5 up invul. And then we've got D6. They're within 6 inches, right? So yep. So 3 5 ups. Oh, makes 1, so 2 are dead. And then my Black Knights are going to fire in here. So we've got 6 attacks, 6 shots here, hitting on 6s. We got 2. Wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds. 2 5 up invul saves. That one's cocked. All right, 2 5 up ignoring wounds. No, 1 makes it, so 1 more is dead. So now their charge distance is, he's going to re-roll one of those. All right. That's 6, so 7 inches, much better than 2. And now this Tech Priest Dominus is going to charge into them. So hitting on 6s, red is going to be the Melta. All right, nothing there. So looking for a 9-inch charge. Makes it in. And now these guys are going to charge into my knights over there. 6 inches should be enough. All right, so at the beginning of the fight phase here, these guys have, what's it called again?
It's the Volkgeist Field.
Volkgeist Field. So what happens is this unit, when they charge, they get to choose a unit that they charge and roll a d6 for each model that is still in the charging unit. So he's got 7 guys left here. Then what they can do is they choose that unit, and on a d6, they roll a d6 for each, and on a 6, it does a mortal wound to that unit. So they are going to be putting it onto my bikers here. So we got 7 looking for 6s. We got 2 wounds there. All right, so now he's going to activate his Electro Priest. 5 of them are going to attack into the bikes here, and then 2 of them are going to attack into the tactical squad. So we're going to do the 5 into the bikes here. We forgot to use the twist so far in this battle, so we're going to keep going now where everything gets +1 attack. So they've got 3 attacks each now. So this is going to be 15 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of his the thing. All right. All right. All right. These are strength +2, so strength 5, looking for 4s to wound.
And
all right. So that is. It's going to be 4 wounds, but that's going to be one of them is going to have the immortal wounds instead of the other one. So we're going to try to make the. So that's so it's 1 as the mortal wounds and 3 have the other one. So which one do you want to do first?
actually do the regular saves.
Regular saves first. So we got 3. We got 3 AP -2, so 3 5 ups. Make 1 of them. So that's D3 wounds each, right? So we'll do the first one is 1, so that's a guy dead, and then the next one is 1, so that's the one guy still alive. And then on the mortal wounds one, well, let's see. Well, first I got to see if I make the save first, because it has to wound. I have to save because the D3 mortal wounds comes in the damage section. So I think so. Nope, failed that anyway. So he is going to be dead. And then the other 2 guys are going to go into my tactical squad there. So we got 6 attacks from them, hitting on 3s. All right, rerolling 1s. All right, strength 5, so wounded on 3s. All right, so that's 4 wounds. AP -2, so 4 5 ups. Make one of them. So we'll do it one. Well, that's just 3 guys that are going to be dead because it's D3 damage. All right.
And
all right. So now these guys are going to attack into my knights here. So we've got 12 attacks coming from them, hitting on 4s. All right. Rerolling 1s because of the mechanical. That one's cocked. All right. Wow. Really, really good.
That's each of those is.
And each of those 6s is +2.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have an additional 8 attacks, 8 hits into here.
4, 6, 7.
All right. So these are now strength
5.
Strength 5. So wounding on 3s.
Too bad.
All right. So that is 3, 6, 9, 10. We'll come back to you with that. All right. So it's 10 wounds. Looking for 2-up armor saves, and I failed one of them. All right. So now his Tech Priest Thomas is going to go in. He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right. All hits.
Strength 5.
Strength 5, wounding on 3s. All right. So that is 3 wounds. AP minus. Just gonna find out.
AP minus 2.
AP minus 2. So looking for 5-up saves, and I make 2 of them. All right. All right. So now on to my guys. My apothecary is going to attack into his electro priest there. So I've got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right. All hits. Wounding on 3s. All right, that's 3 wounds. Electro Priest. So they've got, because they wiped out a unit, their invul save is now 3-up. So 3 3-ups. All right, failed 1. Ignoring, hold on a second.
How many?
All right, so it's actually D3 damage on one of them because we went back and we checked and we did figure it out because it's D3 damage from that. So D3 damage, just 1 damage anyway. So 5-up, ignoring. He does. All right. All right, so now on to the apothecary, the interrogator chaplain there. He's got 3 base plus 1 for the twist. I forgot it with my apothecary, but I forgot it. Got to hurt if I'm going to remember. So we got 4 attacks from the interrogator chaplain, hitting on 2s. All hits. Wounding on 3s. All right, so that is 2 wounds, 2 6-ups, 2 3-ups because of their invuls now. All right, failed 1. That's 2 damage, so 2 5-ups.
Oh, so close.
Well, it makes 1, so 1 is dead. So now the tactical squad there is going to attack, hitting on 3s. All right, all hits. Wounding on 3s. All righty, so we've got 3 wounds, 3 3-ups. Makes them all. Now these guys are going to attack into the Tech Priest Dominus there. So we've got 10 attacks between them there because of the twist. Hitting on 3s. All righty. Wounding on toughness 4. So wounding on 4s. All right. So we've got 2 wounds. No, I think that was only a 3. Yeah. So 2 wounds. 2 2-up saves. And he's good. And then back here, my Knight Master is going to go. He's got 4 attacks because of the twist here, hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 2s. So that is 3 wounds. Those are, hold on a second. All right, so we've got 3 5-ups here. All right, so it makes 1 of them, so that's 4 damage now. And these are now 4 5-up ignoring there.
They go around.
It goes around because these are now, they're not lost. So 3 are dead. And now my Deathwing Apothecary there is going to fire into him. Got 3 attacks with the twist, hitting on 3s. All right, that's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. Got 2 wounds, 2 5-ups. No, makes 1. 1 ignoring armor, or ignoring wound. No, so he is dead. All right, so that is it for the fight phase. Now on to the morale phase. His guys over here lost 4 guys, so their leadership 4 plus 5. Do you want to spend a command point? He's going to spend a command point to re-roll that one. A 6. Oh, that is rough. So he loses 2 guys. And then my guys, they lost 3, but because they're within 6 inches of the interrogator chaplain, they get to use his leadership. So I forgot to tell my opponent about my leadership thing, so we're not going to make him take that, because otherwise he would have had different thoughts on using his command point. So we're just going to, I forgot it, everyone forgot it. Forgots were made. So that is the end of the turn here for the Ad Mech on turn 2. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 3. All right, movement phase on turn 3 here for the Dark Angels. Stood still, stood still, stood still. These guys disembarked from here and moved up here. He moved up over there. The Apothecary moved up there and then brought back one of the guys over here. This Apothecary brought back one of the guys from that squad, and they all stayed in combat. And then the Apothecary there brought back one of those guys with 1 wound left over there. So that is it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. He is now going to cast Smite into the Tech Priest Dominus there. So looking for a 5+. Getting it. So D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. And then he's going to do the same thing. That does not go off. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. And that goes off. So D3 mortal wounds, 1 mortal wound. And now he's going to cast Mind Worm onto him. So, and that goes off. So that's 1 mortal wound, and he has to be chosen last in the fight phase. All right, starting off the shooting phase, all 5 of these guys are going to shoot their pistols into them. So we've got 5 shots hitting on 3s. All right, so we got 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 4 wounds for 3-ups. All right, and then a 5-up ignoring wound. No, so 1 is dead. This squad here is going to fire into his Datasmith there. So we've got 12. We've only got the bolters are in range there, so it's 3 shots hitting on 3s. All right, that's 3 hits. Wounding on toughness. He might be 4. Hold on a second. He is toughness 4, so wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound. 1 2-up armor save. He's good. All right, so now he's going to fire into his breacher over there with everything. So we're going to go with the assault cannon first. 12 shots hitting on 3s because he didn't move. All righty. Pretty good. Strength 6, toughness 5. So looking for 3s to wound. All righty. So we've got 3, 6, 7, 8 wounds. AP -1 +1. So looking for 3-ups. Failed 1 of them. And now the Stormbolt is going to fire. 2 hits. And no wounds. He is going to, this Razorback is going to fire into his Breacher with his Stormbolter, and then the Castellan Robots with his las cannon. So we're going to do the Stormbolter first. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. All right, 1 hit, wounding on a 5. That's a wound. That is a save. And then the 2 las cannons into the Castellan Robots. That's 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. 2 6-ups, right?
Oh, they're 5-ups.
They're 5-up saves. Makes 1 of them, so 1 D6 wounds. That's 6 wounds. Brutal.
All right.
Does he explode? That was 1 of them. Oh, and he does. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so onto the breacher up here. D3 mortal wounds. That's 1 wound. Onto his Datasmith back over here. Or not Datasmith, the
Dominus.
3 damage onto the Dominus. Then onto the breachers up on top there. 3 damage onto them. Brutal. And as he is considered a separate unit?
Yeah.
Oh, and onto him.
No, actually, it's
Hold on a second. All right, and then onto him, D3. Onto him. That was real brutal. And now these guys are going to fire their pistols into the Tech Priest there. So 5 shots hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on toughness 5 or 4? 4, so looking for 4s. We got 2 wounds. Yeah, 2 ups. No, those are good. And now this Razorback here is going to fire his Stormbolter into the breacher here and his assault cannon into the Castellan Robot back there. So we're going to go with the Stormbolter into the breacher first. So 2 shots hitting on 4s because he's wounded. All right, no hits there. And then the assault cannon is going to be coming in here. So these are going to be 12 shots into here. Come on. Keeping those dice in my hand. On 4s. Alrighty. Alright, and now wounding on strength 6, toughness 7. So looking for 5s to wound. We got 1 wound. AP -1.
3 up armor.
3 up armor becomes a 4 up. No, takes a wound. And then my apothecary's gonna fire into the breachers on top there, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s. I got 1 wound. 2 up save. He's good. Alright, so that's it for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. These guys are going to assault into them. So we're gonna go with the chaplain first, because the shooting knocked them out. So the chaplain is in, and then the other guys are going to charge in. They are also in.
I was about to give
And now these knights are going to charge into his Castellan robot, who is has the protocols to be shooting twice. So he's going to fire them both here. So looking for 6s. We've got 2 hits. Alrighty.
And wound on 3.
Yep, and these are now going to be wounding on 3s. Alright, so that's 2 wounds. AP -2, so it's going to be 3 up armor, 3 up invul saves because of the shields. And I am going to spend a command point. Yeah, with a filfers, woo! And their charge distance, needing 9 inches to make it. Not making it. All right, so we will come back to you with the fight phase. All right, so starting off the fight phase, my interrogator chaplain's gonna go first. He's got 3 base attacks plus 1 for the twist. What a twist. And he's going to be attacking, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 3 wounds. 3 up invul saves. And he makes them all. And now the tactical squad's gonna go. Hitting on 3s. All right, wow, all hits, I'll take that. Wounded on 3s. All right, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 5, 3 up invul saves. And he makes them all. And now I'm gonna activate my apothecary here. So he's got 3 attacks base plus 1 for the twist, hitting on 3s. All right, rerolling because of my interrogator chaplain there. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Okay, so we got 2 wounds, 2 3 up invul saves. Failed 1. He's gonna re-roll that with his last command point, and he's good. So now he's gonna activate his electro priest here. They're all gonna attack into my apothecary. So 9 attacks hitting on 3s, right? Yeah. With these guys?
Yeah.
Yep, 9 attacks hitting on 3s. Ooh, okay, not quite as good that time. All right, and now 2 wounding strength 5, so wounding on 4s. Okay, so that's 1 wound. AP -2, so 1 5 up save. That's not, no. Yep, so that's cocked. No, so it goes through. What is it, D3 wounds? Oh, 3 wounds, brutal. And now this squad's going to attack in here. So we've got 12 attacks coming in there from them because it's 2 base for the bigger guys, 4 because of the twist, and the sergeant has 2 base plus 1 for the chainsword plus 1 for the twist. So these are all going to be hitting on 3s. Okay, wow, really good. Wounding on toughness 4, right? So wounding on 4s. All right, so we've got 4 wounds, 4 2 ups. And he makes them all, well done. And now he's got 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, 3 hits, strength 5, so wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds, AP -2, right? So 2 5 up saves. No, failed them both. And that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 3. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Ad Mech here on turn 3. All right, movement phase here for the Ad Mech. This guy moved up over here. He stood in combat. He moved up over here and then was healed by the Tech Priest. The Tech Priest also healed himself. Tech Priest healed himself. These guys shuffled over to this way. These guys stood still, and he has to stay still. And got healed, right? Yeah, and got healed. So that is it for movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. He is going to fire his pistol into these guys over here. So hitting on a 3.
Yep. Reroll it once.
Rerolling ones. Nope. That's a hit. So
Strength 6.
strength 6. So wounding on a 3.
Wounds.
That is a wound.
-3.
AP -3. So looking for a 6 up. Showing that fail face. No fail face. And now he's going to fire his pistol into there. So 5 shots hitting on 2s. All right. Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right. These are now going to be strength 5. So strength 4. So wounding on 4s. Okay. So that is 3 wounds. 3 up armor saves. And they're good. Woo! So now he is going to fire into the knights there. So the first round of shooting here, hitting on 4s. All right. Rerolling 1s because of the dominus there. All right. Pretty good. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. All right. So we've got 5 wounds. 5. 3 up saves because of the shields. And I failed 2 of them. And now he's going to fire his other set into the knight there.
Yeah.
So these are going to be hitting on 4s. Rerolling those 1s. That's good, yeah.
Ones, wow.
All right. So now these are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, wow, pretty good. So it's 6 wounds. 6. 3 up saves. And he is, wow, way dead. So now these guys, all of them, are going to be shooting into my Razorback over here. So hitting 10 shots here, hitting on 4s, right? Yep, hitting on 4s. All right, pretty good. Strength 6, right?
Yep.
So wounding on 5s. We've got 2 wounds. AP -3. -2, so 2, 4, 5 ups. Making 1. So what is it? D6 because it's a vehicle. 2 damage. Okay. And now he's gonna fire into him over here. So 2 shots hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s because of the Tech Priest Dominus there. All right. So 1 hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound. And now the Tech Priest Dominus is gonna fire into my vehicle over here, into my Razorback over here. So 3 shots hitting on 2s. Right? Did he move or did he?
He moved.
He moved. So hitting on 3s. All right. So that's 2 hits. Strength 6. So wounding on 5s. No wounds. All right. This breacher is going to charge into my tactical squad there. And he is way in. And now this guy's going to charge into my chaplain and my biker here. And he is also in. All right, starting off the fight phase here, his data smith is going to attack into my biker. So he's got 2 attack space, +1 because of the twist. So he is going to be, usually hits on 3 up, but he's using a power fist, so he's going to be hitting on 4 up. So we got 3 4 ups. That is 1 hit. Strength 6, so wounding on a 3.
Strength 8.
Oh, he's strength 4 base?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. So strength 8, so still wounding on a 3.
Yep.
That's a wound. AP -3, right? So looking for a 6 up. Oh, and I make it with a fill face. Woo! So now his breacher here is attacking into my tactical squad. 3 attacks because of the twist, hitting on 4s. All right, so that is 2 hits. Wounding on 3s because it's strength 6. Got 1 wound. AP -1. So looking for a 4 up save. He's good.
Biker, hang on 3.
All right, so now he's going to activate his Electro Priest here. 2 of them are going to go into the biker. So these are 6 attacks here, hitting on 3s. All right, so that is not great. So 2 hits, strength 5, so wounding on 4s. Got 1 wound. AP -2, so looking for a 5 up. I'm going to spend my last command point. And he makes it with a fill face. Woo! And then the last one's going to attack into my tactical squad. 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Sorry, wounding on strength 6, right? So wounding on 3s, or strength 5. So still, but wounding on 3. So that's 2 wounds. AP -2, so 2 5 ups, and I failed them both. And now I'm going to activate my tactical squad. We're going to attack into his Dominus over there. So I've got 4 attacks from the Sergeant because of the twist, and 2 attacks each from the other guys because of the twist. So, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 4s. All right, so we got 3 wounds, 3 2-ups, and he makes them all. And now he gets to attack back with his 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Okay, so 2 hits, strength 5, so wounded on 3s. Got 1 wound. AP minus 2, so 5 up. No, failed that. And now my apothecary is going to activate into the data smith over here. So we got 4 attacks because of the twist, hitting on 3s. All right, all hits, strength plus 1, wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 3 wounds, AP minus 1, 3 ups.
Yep.
Failed 1, and we did the same thing again over here. We'll come back to you. All right, so we figured it out. He saved both of the 6s, so now he takes the 1 wound there. All right. So now my sergeant's going to activate into his squad over here. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds, 3 ups. Mix them all. Now my interrogator chaplain's going to attack into his data smith over here. So 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All hits, wounding on 3s. All wounds, so that's 4, AP minus 1. So 4, 3 ups. Failed 1 of them, so that is 2 damage. And now my apothecary is going to attack into his breacher there. So I've got 5 attacks because of the chainsword and the twist. All these are hitting on 3s. All right. Toughness 5, so wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. 3 up. He's good. And that is it for the Ad Mech turn here on turn 3. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 4. All right, movement phase here for the Dark Angels on turn 5. These guys all stayed in combat here. He also healed himself. He stood still. These guys moved up, stood still, stood still. They both moved up. He tried to bring back a guy there and failed, so he can't do anything. And he moved up over this way. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. He is going to smite into him. Goes off with 5 D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. He's going to smite into him. That goes off. D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. And then he's going to mind worm into him. Goes off with a 6, so he takes a mortal wound and he has to be chosen last in the fight phase. That's it for Psychic. We'll come back to you with the, well, no, hold on a second. And he's going to cast Aversion onto him. So, 5 does not go off. All right. All right, so over here, the chaplain and my, interrogator chaplain and my apothecary are going to fire their bolt pistols into his data smith there. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. Okay. And then his pistol is going to go into the electro priest. That's a hit. That is a wound. 3 up. That's good. So this guy here is going to fire his last cannons into the Castellan robot over there. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. That's cocked. So that's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound. 5 up invul save. He's good. Oh, that does a mortal wound onto him because of their special rule. This guy here is now going to fire into his robots there. The breachers over there. So we're going to go with the assault cannon first. It's 12 shots hitting on 3s. One is cocked. All right. Strength 6, toughness 5, looking for 3s to wound. All right, so we've got 4 wounds, AP minus 1 plus 1 for cover. So 4 3-ups. And he fails 3 of them. And the Stormbolter is going to fire. 2 hits. 1 wound. 2 up. He's good. Now he's going to fire. This Razorback's going to fire into the breachers there. So we're going to go with the assault cannon first, hitting on 5s because he's down to 2 wounds. All right. Wow. That was surprisingly good. Wounding on 3s. All right. So we've got 2 wounds. Not as good. 2 3-ups and fails 1. And the Stormbolter got 1 hit. That's a wound. That is a save. So these 2 librarians are going to fire into them with their bow pistols. 2 shots hitting on 3s. It's 2 hits. That is no wounds. They're going to fire their pistols into his tech priest Dominus. 1 hit. No wound. And he's going to fire his Storm Bolter into the Cataphron breaches up top. That is 2 hits on 5s to wound. No wounds. And that is it for the shooting phase. So we will come back to you with the assault phase. These guys here are going to try to charge into his Data Smith over there. So 8 inches is going to get them in. The librarians are going to charge into him. We're going to go with the guy with the axe first. 2 inches is not going to get him in. The guy with the sword. 4 inches might get him in. We'll see. And the sword guy did make it. And now he's going to charge into him. My Deathwing Apothecary is charging into his Castellan robot. So here comes his Overwatch. 18 shots hitting on 6s. We've got 3 hits. Yeah, 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds. AP -2. So looking for 2 4-ups. And I failed them both. What is the damage on that?
1 damage.
1 damage each. So he just takes 2 damage. And his charge distance looking for 6 inches. Wow! 2 double 1s? Who does that? All right, so we're going to start at the fight phase with my librarian there attacking into his Dominus. So I got 4 attacks on the charge, hitting on, not on the charge, 4 attacks because of the twist. So 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, that's all hits. Strength 4, toughness 4, looking for 4s to wound. That is 2 wounds. 2 AP -3, so 2 5-up saves. He makes 1 of them. D3 wounds because it's a force sword. 2 wounds. So now this squad here is going to go into his Data Smith, the charge there. So these are going to be 10 shots hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of the Interrogator Chaplain there. Okay, not meant to be. Wounding on 4s. All right, so that is 4 wounds. 4 2-ups. And he's good. All right, so now my Apothecary is going to attack into his Data Smith there. So I've got 4 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, all hits. Wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds. 2 3-ups because it's AP -1. No, and he fails it, so he is dead. So now his Electro Priests are going to attack into my Interrogator Chaplain. So we've got 9 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Canticles. All right, wow, pretty good. These are going to be Strength 5, so wounding on 3s. All right, AP.
These are mortal wounds.
Those 2 6s are mortal wounds?
Yep. Those
Hold on a second. All right, so these ones actually became mortal wounds because of the 6s. So these ones we're going to try to save with the Rosarius. So we've got 4 4-up Rosarius saves here, and I managed to make 3 of them. So let's figure this out. So that's 1 goes through.
It's D3 damage.
D3 damage for each of these. So that's first 1 damage, and then the other 2 are damage as well. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 total damage. I've got my Warlord trait. On 6-ups, I can ignore wounds. I need to make 2 of these for him to still be alive. So if I see 2 fill faces, he manages to stick around and live for another day. So show me those 6-ups. Show me them 6s. No, I made 1 of them. So that's 5. Yeah, he did. Bwomp, bwomp. And now these guys are going to attack into him. So I've got 6 attacks there because of the twist with them. Hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 4s. Got 2 wounds. If you see a 1, he's dead. No, he makes them both. And now he's going to attack into them. No longer re-rolling because of my Interrogator Chaplain being dead. And that's 2 wounds. 2 3-ups. And he makes them both.
On 3s?
So now the Dominus is going to attack into my Librarian. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Alrighty.
Oh, no, it's just the Canticle.
Oh, just because of the Canticle. Sorry. So now there's 3 hits. Wounding on Strength 5. Strength 5, so wounding on 3s. Alright, so that's 1 wound. AP -2, so looking for a 5-up. And he's good with a fill phase. Woo! And that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 4. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Ad Mech on turn 4. All right, movement phase. These guys stayed in combat. He had to stay still. These guys all stood still. He shuffled up underneath there, and he stayed in combat. So he healed himself, and he healed himself. So yeah, that's where they're at. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. Now he's going to start off by shooting his pistol into the tactical squad there, hitting on 2s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. All right. Strength 4, so wounding on 4s. All right, so that is 2 wounds. 2 3-ups. Oh, failed 1. Now he's going to fire into my Razorback over here, his Domina, so 3 shots. He moves, so hitting on 3s. Oh, wow. Rerolling 1s, though, thankfully for him. Okay, not much better. Wound, strength 6, so wounding on 5. No wound. So these squads here are going to fire into my Razorback over here. So 8 shots coming in, hitting on 3s.
4.
Oh, hitting on 4s, sorry. Ooh, okay, rerolling 1s. All right. These are strength 6, so wounding on 5s.
1.
We've got 1 wound. AP -2, so looking for a 5-up. No, goes through. D6. What is
2?
It's 2. So it is dead. Does it explode? No, it does not. He is going to fire his first 9 shots into him, hitting on, what is it?
4s.
4s. All right.
All 6s.
Okay. Wounding on
3s.
3s. All right, so that is 4 wounds.
-2.
4 -2, so looking for 4-ups. And I failed 2 of them, so he's still alive. And now he's going to fire the other 9 shots into him, hitting on 4s. All right. Wounding on 3s. All right, so that's 3 wounds. 3 4-ups. I need to make all of these or he's dead. And he's dead. Womp womp. So that's it for shooting. He is now going to charge into my Librarian. So looking for a 7-inch charge. No, not getting it. Womp womp. All right, so he's going to start the fight phase by activating his Tech Priest Dominus there into my Librarian. So 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s, no need to. Strength, what? Strength 5, so wounding on 3s. All right, so that's 2 wounds.
-2.
2 -2, so looking for 5-ups. And I fail them both.
4 damage.
Apparently it's 2 damage each, so he is actually dead. All right, so my Apothecary here is going to attack into them. So we got 4 attacks because of the twist, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 3s. It's 1 wound. 3-up, invul. Failed. 5-up, ignoring wound. He makes it. Oh, hold on a second. All right, it was actually D3, so he has to take this. All right, so no, the one guy dies. Okay.
3s.
All right, so now these Electro Priests are going to attack into him. So he got 6 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, rerolling 1s because of the canonical. Ooh. All right.
Yeah, that's good. And 5s or 4s to wound.
Looking for force to wound because of strength 5. All right, so that's 4 wounds.
-2.
4 AP -2, so 4 5-ups. Fail them all. Oof, rough. D3 each. Yep, he is dead. So now my sergeant's going to attack into them, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds. 2 3-ups. Failed 1. 5-up. No, 1 more dead. And now he will attack into here. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 4s. Okay, nothing there. And that is the end of the Ad Mech turn here on turn 4. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 5. So movement phase for the Dark Angels. He moved over there, picked up the relic. He stood still. These guys over here, the sergeant fell back over there. These guys just moved up around him over here. These guys moved up over here. My apothecary tried to heal it, bring back a guy over there, but failed, so he's not going to be doing anything else. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, second phase, he's going to smite into his Dominus there. Oh, perils, but it will be the 12. So let's see if he dies from the D3 wounds. So he takes 1 wound from perils. My guy takes three wounds. My dad takes 3 wounds from perils. So now it's D6 mortal wounds onto his guy. 3 mortal wounds. Okay. And now he's going to try to mind worm into him, looking for a 6. And it goes off. Oh man, it wanted to perils me again. So he is actually dead. All right. All right, we're going to start off the shooting phase with my las cannon Razorback shooting into his Castellan robot. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. Oh, failed them both. All right, so now these guys are going to go fire into him. We've got 2 bolters and 1 bolt pistol, and then the melta gun, which is going to be the red one, hitting on 3s. All righty. Wounding. These are wounding on 3s. This is wounding on 2. Oh, is that? Okay, re-rolling this one. All right, so that is a wound. So we've got 3 up invuls. So let's do the regular ones first. 2, 3 up invuls. Failed 1, 5 up, ignoring it. What is it? I can't see it. No, so he is going to be dead even without the melta doing a bunch of damage. So both these guys are going to shoot their bolt pistols into the breaches up there, hitting on 3s. It's 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. Got 2 wounds. 2 up saves. He makes them both. And he's going to fire everything into these breaches over here. So we're going to go with the assault cannon first. Hitting on 4s because he moved. All right. Wounding on 3s. So that's 3 wounds. 3 ups. Oh, failed 2. And now the Stormbolter. 2 hits. 1 wound. Cocked. Save. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. We're going to go now with the Sergeant. He's going to charge into his Dominus over here. So he's got 3 shots in Overwatch looking for 6s. No 6s there. His charge distance is 5 inches. Is not going to be enough. So then my Librarian's going to do the same thing. Overwatch. 6s. Nope, nothing there. So charge distance, he's looking for a 9-inch charge. And he makes it! Woo! So starting out the fight phase, my guy is going to go first over there, my Librarian. So he's got 4 attacks because of the twist. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so we got 3 hits. Strength +1, so wounding on 3s. That's 3 wounds. AP -2, so he's got 3 4-up saves. Fails 2 of them. D3 wounds each. 5 wounds, so he is dead. Oh, that's killer. That was his Warlord. Woo. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has actually activated his ruse, which is now that once his Warlord has been slain for the rest of the battle, he can add 1 to wound rolls made for all models in this army. So that is the end of the Dark Angel's turn here. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Ad Mech here on turn 5. All right, movement phase. This squad moved down over here. He moved over a bit there, and then he had to stay still. So we're going to start off the shooting phase with these guys shooting into him over here. So we've got 6 attacks here, hitting on 4s. All right.
Wounding on 4s.
Wounding on 4s because of the ruse, adding +1. So wounding on 5s, but +1 to that roll, so 4s will also wound. All right, so that's 2 wounds. AP -2, so 2 5-ups. I make 1 of them, so D6 because it's a vehicle, 6 damage.
9 to the vehicle.
And now he's going to fire his first 9 shots into my vehicle over here. So hitting on 4s. Alrighty. Strength, what is it? Strength 7? Oh, 6, so wounding on 5s.
And then the +1.
Oh, and then +1, so 4s will be wounding. All right, so that's 1 wound. AP minus what?
2.
AP -2, so looking for a 5-up. No, goes through. And now here come the other 9 shots into it, looking for 4s to hit. All right. Pretty good. Wounding on a roll of a 4 will do it. So we got 3 wounds. All right. So here's the thing. He's got 3 wounds left. If he kills it, if I fail all 3 5-ups here, it's dead. And no one's holding the relic. So here we go. Looking for a 5-up. If I get 1 5-up, the game is going to be mine. If I get no 5-ups, the game is a tie because no one had the relic. So let's see what happens. Looking for a 5-up. And I get 1. That's all I needed. Woo! So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Dark Angel's victory. Because he is down to 1 wound, but holding on to the relic, and that is, he can't get, those guys are not close enough to charge into him to kill him off of the relic here on turn 5. So, according to the game, it ends at turn 5. So, that was a brutal game. Brutal game. He had 4 models left, and I just had a lot of guys that were scattered around. My apothecaries really did work. They pulled back like a bunch of models and gave back some wounds. So yeah, they're pretty good. I might have to use them more often in the future, because when I was making this list, I was thinking, I'm like, what haven't I run often? I was like, apothecaries. So why not all of my apothecaries that I had? So yeah, it was kind of interesting. My Terminators didn't do much back in the corner, but everything else was doing very well, so I can't really complain. Yeah, this was a brutal game, but a lot of fun. Using the open play games, open play cards were open war guards are a lot of fun. They're great. They're just a whole lot of different random things. That +1 attack made combat super brutal for everybody. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, so I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Ben. And until next time, have fun.